I ain't been putting much tapes up, and my subscribers are leaving me, so I better start putting tapes up so people can watch. Otherwise I make the tapes only for few people, which is fine, but the more views you get, the more feel good you get. Like, everybody likes to feel they're worthy of being on this planet, and if people are interested in you, it makes you feel worthy. And I need feeling worthy. All my life I've been miserable old bastard, even when I was young. But anyway, so I make a tape about something. This is about your bilge pump, and a little bit about multimeters, batteries. Like, the pump says 1100 gallons per hour. It says 3 amps, this and that. Yeah, in their laboratory, under their specific circumstances, could well be like what it says. But for your own personal use, it could be different. Probably is. So what I'm going to do, my pump, my battery, my water, and my setup. You need to measure the constants, apply them to the mathematical formula, and then work out exactly whether this 1100 gallon per hour is fair income, or whether this 3 amps is fair income, or whether your battery amp hour is fair income. I'm not so much going to do the battery amp hour because I'm not going to do it at all, because that means you need to run the battery until it goes flat. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. But I do want to know a bit more about my pump. I think on my pump, this 11 gallon, see, that's 1100 gallon per hour. What that means, if it just flew straight out. But the difference here is I'm lifting it. Yeah? I'm lifting it up. I don't know, is it a meter? No. 600 couple of feet anyway. But to lift it up uses more energy and needs more power, so it can't work as well because the energy is being dissipated in raising it. So, and if you've got a high bank away up here, raising it even more, like a meter high. So anyway, for my situation, this this is how high I'm lifting it, and I'm going to measure the things. I need to know how long it's going to take me per unit time a certain amount of water per unit volume. What I've done, I've got this tub. I put a mark here. It's like, who can see it? It's like a V, a black ink. At that mark, I measured that's 30 litres. So what I'm going to do, I got an amount. I got 10 litres here, so that the water level will be higher than I need, more higher where I need it. I'm going to put this 30 litres in here now. I could turn this camera off, and come back, but I'm not. I'm just going to waste everybody's time now, or maybe I'll turn this off. I'm going to put this 30 litre into that tub, and I'll be back. Over. I've done this before, this mucking around, but not expressly to show the people how to do it yourself. So anyway, the volume of water I'm going to pump is 30 litres. When it gets to that bottom of that V, if you can see the V, that means 30 litres has been done. As soon as I start this up, I'm going to press start on my timer here, and then as soon as it hits that black 30 litre, I'm going to press stop. So here we go. I expect it to take, I don't know, less than a minute anyway. Okay, let's put this here. There's a delay for the pump to get started, to pick up speed and fill that pipe and this and that. So I'm not going to press start straight away. I'm going to connect the battery. As soon as I see a couple of drops of water come out that pipe, I'm going to press start. Okay, here we go. And actually it took straight away, didn't it? Anyway, we're off and racing. There's 10 litres in 10 seconds, roughly. This is with my battery. With your battery it could be more voltage, or this and that. But anyway, we'll let this go. 26. Look in, and stop. 30. Oh, Jesus! Stop just in the nick of time. 32 seconds. Now, I don't know where I was pointing with all that, but who wants to see 32 seconds? It's here. So 30 litres. 30 litres in 32 seconds. I'll go and do the calculations for that. And on the next clip, which I'm going to join to this one, I will announce the actual my gallons per hour. Now that's for the gallons per hour part, so they'll be accurate for my situation. Now I'm going to measure the current flow. It's good to know how much current your pump uses, because I've purchased cheap pumps. I have 2 brand new ones, and I've tested them, and it writes 3 amps, but I'm using 6 amps. How would you know? Well, what you need is a multimeter. I got a fluke, but you don't. If I any multimeter that can measure amps, high amps, you need. If you're going to be using over 10 amps, probably won't work. But this is, my pump uses. It says it uses 3 amps. Anyway, you get your black lead, put it in the common. On my multimeter, I've got a spot here where it says volts, ohms, diodes, goes in there. Then I've got another one for 300 millivolts. I'm not sure. I suppose that must go in 300 milliamps. Anyway, I'm going to be using this 10 amp one, so my red one goes in the 10 amp one. Okay, and then I put this on. That's AC amps. Mine's DC. Everybody knows what batteries are DC, so you put on this symbol, not the wavy symbol, the sine wave. That's AC. This straight DC. So then, what we do, so that's all set up. The positive comes out of your battery, which goes to your positive lead of your multimeter. Yeah, so the current is coming out of the battery through my multimeter which is all set up on amps, comes out the black wire. Now that goes here, so the current will come in there through that, through my wire, into my pump, out of my pump, and back to the black wire. Too easy. How can you get it wrong? I don't need the timer enough. I just want to see how much current it uses. And here we go. It didn't work because I didn't turn the volume up or speed control. Anyway, let's try. Let's do a bit. No, just put it anyway. And then we go. And there's the water flowing. 3.9 amps on that flow. 3.85. So it said 3, but it's closer to 4. I believe the 3 amps, anyway, 3.8. I don't need any more of that. So that's done. The 3 amps on the printed on the top of the motor is for exactly 12 volts. I'm not quite sure how many. I might just measure the voltage coming out of that thing. Yeah, I believe so for voltage it goes into the volt one. I believe the 3 amps is for actually 12 volts, but I check anyway how many volts is here. Maybe it's more. Okay. Battery. Shit. This is a bit awkward. How many times it will be nice to have 3 hands? Anyway, who can see that? My hand's going to be in the way now. Doesn't matter where I put the voltmeter, I'm in my way. Anyway, that's there. Who can see that? I don't know if you can actually see that. Going up. Well, that's 12 volts. Just under 12 volts it said. But I'm still using 3.9 amps. So that's 3 amps. They lie. Anyway, this is truth. Fluke truth. So that's that. That's how you hook up that's how you measure your current, and that's how you measure your water flow. Now I'll be back and I'll go do a quick calculation and I'll come back. I hurry, get this paperwork done before the rain comes. Look at this. There are, when you say a litre, doesn't matter where you are on the planet, a litre will be an amount. Doesn't matter where you go. But if you had a gallon of water, it depends where you are. Imperial gallon was invented by England, and Australia, Canada, and many other countries use this imperial gallon. And that will be 4.5 litres. But if you're in America, where a footpath is not a footpath, it's actually a sidewalk, and the nature strip is not actually a nature strip, it's a reservation, and poofters, not poofters, they're wonderful people. Anyway, that's another story. In that same United States, a gallon is not 4.55 litres, it's 3.785 litres. Ripping you off. But anyway, that's how they do shit there. So, with my calculations, this and that, my pump, where it writes 1100 gallon per hour, in Australia it's only delivering me 750 gallons per hour. But obviously that pump was manufactured to impress the Americans, so they use the American gallon. and it calculated it 390 gallons per hour. Sorry, 890 gallons per hour, which is getting close to 1100, 890, so 900. I had to lift it up a metre, so plus skinny pipe and this and that, and plus maybe they lied. So 890. Anyway, that's not bad. So that's what I'll be getting. That's what I'll be getting delivery. In the field, doesn't matter how many gallons per hour it is. If it's doing the job, it's doing the job. If it's not, you need a bigger pump. But still, it's nice to know, because you got 1100 3 amp, and then you go and buy an old cheapo for $12, and it might not be pushing 1100, or it's using 6 amps. Anyway, and for the how long is your battery going to last? My pump uses 3.9 amps. My battery is a 6 amp hour. So what you do, you get your amp hour and divide it by the current that you're using. So 6 divided by 3.9 equals to 1.5 hours. That's the calculated amount of time I can run continuously. But then this 6 amp hour is sort of like a lie too, you know, like they lied with the current gallons. They done a certain test to come up with this 6 amp hour. Could that mean at a certain amperage, like that would be 6 amp hour on mine? It would be 6 amp hour if I use 0.6 of an amp, but I'm using nearly 4 amps, so my batteries probably won't last me 1.5 hours. I'll probably get less. But anyway, so if you've got a 100 amp hour battery and you measure your current and it's pulling 10 amps, 100 divided by 10, you should be getting 10 hours. But it always doesn't work like that. So this paper is not worth the writing it's printed on, so do that. And throw your pump in the bin and your battery in the bin, because it's all nonsense. The only answer is, I just ripped up something important on the back of this. Damn it, bad luck. The answer is, what works at home when you go to the creek doesn't necessarily be true. Anyway, over.